Initiating moisture.
Welcome to the Moist Meter. It's me, the avatar of Greece, the unshowered specimen of pure filth. Over 24 hours without a shower, feeling real stinky, delivering another anime Moist Meter, this time for Attack on Titan. Season 3 just ended, so I figured I'd do a Moist Meter for the whole show. I think Attack on Titan is a must-see anime, even if you don't like anime, or even cartoons. I remember when the first season came out back in college, my roommates, who never watched anime, they were way too cool, I like football, I prefer the pigskin, not these fucking titties cartoon 2D stuff. Then I'd come into the room and they're fucking watching Attack on Titan, embarrassed about it. Oh, bro, I was just flipping through the anime.com, you fucking weirdos making fun of them. But what I'm saying is, it was a show that captured the audience that isn't just anime lovers. It was a season that was so good that the general populace really got drawn in. For a good reason, because it's almost a masterpiece. There's a lot of low points in Season 1, in my opinion, but it's super fucking good. The animation in Attack on Titan Seasons 1, 2, and 3 is a fucking stellar. Outstanding. The action scenes are the most stylish and beautiful in all of the currently airing anime. The animation is just leagues above others, and that's my biggest compliment to the show. It's so fucking great when you get this high octane, fucking Spider-Manning around these naked giants and then slashing their necks. It's so fucking fun to watch. And on top of that, the show has a fucking interesting story to tell, a really interesting story to tell. It doesn't always tell it very well, but the story is good enough, and they do a good enough job to keep me fucking scratching at my neck like a meth addict going through withdrawals, waiting for more answers to the questions it proposes. You always want to learn more about the universe in Attack on Titan and about the characters. I don't think all the characters are that great. I even think the main character, Eren Yeager, is a bit underwhelming. He does a lot of sulking and, self-pity. Oh, fuck, my dick's so small, I have to keep the lights off because girls will laugh at it. I'm just not good enough. Why was I chosen? I'm not worthy. And then I'll have like a eureka moment and get inspired. It's 3.5 inches of steel and bravery. It's enough penis for any girl. I am the one. I can do this. And then he goes and does his job. There's a lot of that, and I don't care for that much. So I think he's not a super great character overall. But there are a lot of good characters in here. I think Captain Levi, for example, is a fucking great character. Well-rounded, super fun to watch. It's a really good show overall. And a lot of those, pinky out, anime, Puritan nerd, soft dick in hand nerds like to criticize Attack on Titan and think anyone that likes it is some type of Cro-Magnon who has poor taste. But I don't understand why. The show is just really good. Even if you don't like anime, it's a really good show. Even if you don't like a good story, the action is really good and worth it to sit through the story. Now, that being said, there's a lot of exposition in the episodes, and that's kind of a negative. Even though I love the story, it's a bit of a negative because Season 3, for example, the one that just wrapped up, there was so few action scenes in here it was almost insulting. It seemed like it kind of forgot what kind of show it was. There's entire episodes where it takes place in 3 rooms total, just talking back and forth. It's not exactly filler because you learn very important details about the characters of the story, but it's not super fun to watch either. You're just being lectured. It's like you're sitting in a college classroom learning about microbiome or something. Now, that's not to say I think Season 3 is bad by any means, because I did enjoy it, but when you look back on Season 1, which had the perfect balance of a lot of really incredible jaw-dropping action and story, and then you look at Season 3 where it seems like they ran out of money and could only animate standing still, face scenes and mouth movements. It's sad, because you want more action, and there is some, and when it's there in Season 3, it's still really good. But you always want more. You want story with the action. That's what the show was built on. That's why Season 1 was such a huge success in every part of the world. That's why so many people that don't even like anime fell in love with it. It is just really fucking fun. But it's not fun to watch the characters just stand in a fucking football huddle, divulging information to each other. That's kind of boring to watch, and it's a bunch of flashbacks, which also are not that fun to watch. Season 2 also kind of fell victim to that, not as badly. I thought Season 2 was pretty strong, even though a lot of people disagreed. I thought it built up to something really big, and then that something really big happened at the end, and it was very worth it. Season 3 felt like it was building up to something really big, and then it just ended. It ended on a very slow episode. It ended on a cliffhanger at the end of the episode, which was kind of just upsetting, because I hate that kind of shit when you leave a cliffhanger like that, especially on the back of a boring episode. That's just kind of a slap in the face. But, and I understand why, because they divided the season in half. It's coming back in 6 months. I get it. I get it's not the end of season 3. It's season 3.5's coming up, but still, why? It's just not a very interesting way of concluding season 3, and a lot of season 3 was just not that fun to watch. The story's great though, so learning more about it's always nice, but there had to be a better way of going about that instead of animating full episodes where nothing fucking happens except talking. But overall, I think Attack on Titan is an absolute must-see. It does a perfect balance of despair and hope. You get to see some really, horrific things, and you get to see some really impressive reactions from the characters that seem so lifelike. The facial expressions, the voice acting, all of it really sells the emotion of the show and makes it a very dark and sad story, and a very interesting one at that. And the action, I can't express enough how much fun it is to watch the action in here, and it's so beautifully animated. The sound, the music, the soundtrack, so fucking good, iconic even. So let's just go ahead and plug this shit into the Moist Meter. I'm giving Attack on Titan as a whole an 85%. I think it's a must-see, and I really wish seasons 2 and 3 took some notes from the first season, which was executed so well, because seasons 2 and 3, in my opinion, just weren't even close to as good. They're still good. I still enjoyed them, but they couldn't hold a candle to season 1, the beauty of it, the grand scale of things, all the fun of it. But it is still absolutely worth watching, and I think the next season of Attack on Titan, the .5 of season 3, is going to be fucking amazing, because they've hyped it up for 13 episodes worth in this, pseudo season, so it's got to be a huge payoff, I would hope. So I'm excited for that, and I absolutely think Attack on Titan is a show you need to watch if you like anime, and even if you don't, because it's really fucking good. So yeah.